Let's try one more time, guys. I'm getting worried. I hope you guys can still hang on, but let's see what happens. I'm having issues with the volume. So let's see, Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Okay, let's wait a second and see if it's going to do again. Okay, I think it's okay. Hopefully it's okay.
I think you
All
can try
right.
using headphones too, maybe because the speaker and the mic are close to each other.
Yeah, I think you know what I noticed. One of my links was open for YouTube, so I don't know. Maybe that was okay. I think so far so good, guys. My apologies. I really, really apologize, and thank you for still hanging in and staying in. Please, thank you so much. Again, we are here, guys, to hang STEM hangout, and I have guests with me that I'm going to introduce to you. So let's start right away because we had issues. I apologize, really, I apologize. So please, hope everybody can come in again. I'm so sorry. Now I think everything is fine. I guess I had one link open for YouTube because I was trying to share the link to, people. So that was the problem. So Susan, let's start. So thank you so much, Susan, for coming. Would you please introduce yourself?
Sure, it's no problem. Thank you for having me. So my name is Suzanne. I am a senior at California State University Northridge, and my major is currently electrical engineering.
Wow, wow, that's interesting. So, guys, again, if you're coming here for the first time, this is STEM Hangout. This is where we are going to hear stories of how engineers, scientists have navigated their STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we have Suzanne here. She's still at California State University and she's doing electrical engineering. So, Susan, one interesting thing I would like to know, how did you get to do science, technology, engineering, and mathematics? How did it start? Where did it spark finally? Like, oh, I'm interested in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Could you please share with us, with our viewers?
Sure. Yeah, so I mean, growing up, going to school, I always noticed that I was pretty good at math, right? Um, and I always liked, building things with my hands. But at that point in time, before high school, I never really felt like I had a passion for anything. So when I was in high school, I was like, oh, I think I'm just gonna go be an accountant. Like, I think I can do it. It should be easy. Like, no calculus that I need, right? I was scared of calculus for whatever reason.
Yes.
But on my junior year and senior year of high school, I ended up entering the mechanical like mechanic program in my high school, which you can get a certificate to be a mechanic and things like that. So
Yes.
I joined that program, and I was able to learn a lot about how to fix up cars. I did an internship at Honda at one of their dealerships, and so what happened was my teacher for that particular program signed me up for this competition called Skills USA.
And
And in
how old were you? Sorry.
No worries. I believe I was 18 at the time already. Well,
Okay.
when I got entered in that competition, I probably was 17 still.
Yes.
Um, so I got entered in that competition. I didn't plan to. I just kind of got entered by against my will by my professor. And
Yes.
so what I needed to do for that competition was to write like a 15-page paper on an engineering topic. And
Wow.
so what I ended up choosing was electrical engineering, and I believe I had talked about the Faraday cage and things like that. So as I was learning more about it to write this paper, I was like, wow, like all of this is so amazing, right?
Yes.
So, as I'm getting closer and closer to graduating from high school, I'm like, you know what? I think I want to do this instead of accounting, because accounting I didn't have a passion for. I just went and did it. But
Yes.
so with the engineering, I was like, I really enjoyed learning about it. And so as I'm, filling out my college applications, I was like, okay, you know what? I went and put down electrical engineering as my major of interest.
Wow, that's interesting. So, when you were growing up, for example, when you were growing up, when you were young, like maybe a little girl, did anything come up concerning you trying to do engineering, or were your parents insinuating something? Can you share with us?
Sure. Yeah. So as far as before that part of my life, no one in my life had encouraged engineering, but no one had also discouraged it. Right.
Yeah.
People in my family typically are nurses, and so that was kind of like, oh, you can just be a nurse, things like that. But I can't handle, the blood, all of that stuff. So I was like, no, never. I'll never go into that field. So yeah, I never actually had anyone in my life that was like, yeah, I think you should really do engineering. So it just kind of like, again, that moment in my life when I was in high school, that's really when the engineering um, became like an interest in my mind.
Wow. And it's so intriguing because even me, for example, I went and finished engineering when I was much older, not
Mhm.
in my early years. I never thought about it, but I loved math, I loved science, and later on in my years, I decided to go and do so. It doesn't matter what age it sparks for you to do science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So then, who would you think is your role model?
Um, Probably Ashley from the Ames program.
Yes,
I really look up to her. We're both commuter students. We live close to each other, so we're both driving. The 50 um,
yes,
mile drive plus. But she really inspires me because although she also is later on in her life pursuing the engineering route. I mean, she is a mom. She has worked so many jobs in her life. To get like she really had struggled and has gotten to this point in her life, and it's really inspiring how she has really persevered, and she's very successful. So it's like you don't have to be going and doing engineering when you're 18, when you're 21. You
correct.
could do it at any time in your life. you know
Wow. Wow, that's interesting. And what would you say are your challenges?
um Definitely as a commuter student, it's definitely hard to balance that. Okay, I'm going to be stuck in traffic for 2 hours. I still need to study. That 2 hour waiting in traffic would be 2 hours of studying, right? So, the fatigue and things like that. But I think my biggest challenge actually is um, to stop doubting myself, right? I doubt
Yes,
myself all the time. Like, again, I mentioned that I was scared of calculus. I never even attempted to do it, but I was just like, oh, calculus sounds so scary. Like, I don't even
yes,
want to attempt it, right?
yes.
And so, you know, just even till now, I've done 3 calculus courses, right? I've
Mm,
done all these courses where, I never in my life did I think that I would be able to build a circuit like a common emitter circuit, right? But here I am, I've done it, and
yes,
it's like, but before I did it, I was just like, oh, I'll never be able to do this, right? Like this is out of my reach. But it's realizing that these things aren't out of my reach and having more confidence in myself, and not trying to not have the imposter syndrome and things like that. I would say that's personally my biggest challenge is just to keep believing in myself, and to never tell to stop telling myself like this is out of my reach, because even if I don't do it tomorrow or a week from now, slow and steady wins the race. So just got to keep on trying, persevering, and eventually my goals will be reached.
yes, yes. Again, you guys, Suzanne is still at California State University. I was at California State University. I was pursuing manufacturing systems engineering, and she and also Ashley, I'm actually working with them, encouraging girls to pursue science, technology, engineering. These are amazing women. I mean, if you see what they're doing, it's just amazing. And Suzanne, what would you tell a girl growing up now that you've
Mhm.
gone through science and technology? So, what would you say? I give you time so you can share that.
Sure. No, definitely. I would say don't think that it's out of your reach. When I was in community college, I was in a like calculus class. I was maybe the third out of only 3 girls in the class, right? Out of 30 students, there's only 3 girls, right? And a lot of the girls in there were thinking like, oh, like this is so hard. Like I won't pursue this major specifically because I think I just can't do it, right? But definitely don't tell yourself that you'll never be able to do it. There's nothing wrong with not graduating in 4 years. I mean, I'm going to graduate after 7 years, and I'm not embarrassed about it. Again,
Yeah.
slow and steady wins the race, and as long as you meet your goals, that's what important. What's not important is how long it took you to do it. As long as you get it done, um, then it's fine. Nothing to be embarrassed about at all. So always believe in yourself, and and if you're not sure if you want to do STEM, just try it. There's nothing wrong with taking you put your foot in the door, trying it out, and if you feel like you don't like it, then it's okay to step back and try something else. But don't not give it a try just because you're thinking to yourself, I can't do this.
Wow. You know what? It's so interesting. I'll tell you what. Sometimes people look at the years that you're about to pursue your science and technology, and they kind of discourage you. I got those vibes of saying, "Why are you wasting so much time?" And I got depressed at one point.
Yes.
But can you imagine who I've become now? And I would like to encourage young girls that are pursuing science and technology that it's not about how long it takes, but it's what it's going to give you what matters. So, anyway, thank you so much, Suzanne. I really, really appreciate. I hope to see you again here so we can see how you are. You're doing in your STEM, in your electric engineering, and what you're going to become. I really appreciate and looking forward to our work. We have work to do, right?
Yes, definitely. Again, thank you so much for having me. I hope that all the young girls out there can be inspired. I'm really all for, girls pursuing STEM. We can all do it. We can all support each other. So don't give up and stay confident.
All right. No, thank you so much, Suzanne. I really do appreciate.
Thank you.